Welcome to today's episode, my friends, as we take on Beast Yeast here, the Awakening of White Apathy. We have a full team that can get you through the whole thing here, soup to nuts, and that's what we're going to break down for you in today's episode. Thank you for tuning in. As always, I appreciate your support. Thank you for the likes and the subs. If you happen to have a question or comment along the way, do let me know because I'd love to hear from you as always. And feel free to join us in our amazing community and Discord server, my friends. We get lots of help in there. So let's get into it here today. The Awakening of White Apathy. So a couple of things here first and foremost. This team is going to be the team to get you all the way through. We will break down this specific team so that you understand exactly how it works. Additionally, on top of that, we'll run through a couple of the key levels and some of the bosses so that you can see that exactly there today. Now, all that information is available to you in today's timestamps. Let's get into it here so that we can start to break down our team. All right, couple things here, my friends. This is not the team. This is the team right here. So let's get into it and break down exactly how this one works. We're running essentially a double defensive team here in terms of these two right here with Financier and Elder Fairy. They're both giving additional ability to keep our attackers like Crème Brûlée and White Lily alive. That is a couple of those key pieces. I just so happen to use PV as well, and that ended up doing the trick for me to get all the way through. All of these pieces, essentially what it is a double defense, a double attack with one healer. So if you want to kind of change some of those things up, you certainly can. This isn't also an all epic team in order to get by. This is the team that I used to help me complete all of normal mode here for episode 3. Again, every single level. That includes the bosses as well. So let's break this thing down a little bit more for you here today, because once again, as a free-to-play player, it's good to see all these different pieces. So a couple things here. We are on attack and cooldown, so primarily predicated on Old Pilgrim Scroll, Dream Conductor's Whistle, and Squishy Jelly Watch. Couple things that you could consider. You could consider Library's Enchanted Robes. You could go over here to Sleepyhead's Jelly Watch. Additionally, if you needed to, you could go Disciple's Magic Scroll here for the additional defense if you need that. Or if you want a little bit more crit action, you could go to Grim Looking Sigh or additional survivability here with more defense as another example. So wanted to call out a couple of those options for you here. Additionally, when it comes to our gear now, so this is going to be our toppings and our biscuits, my friends, a couple of key pieces here as well. On Elder, we're actually on Solid Almond, however, before we get into it, as always, we do have all of our topping guides here on the channel that you can check out, playlists, all that stuff in the details as well. And we always recommend Resonant Radiant when it makes sense, similar for the Beast Skits. So when we say that, those are going to be stat specific to elemental type, at least for now, with the new Beast Yeast between darkness and electric type there for you. So very, very important. Consider most of our biscuits going to be legendary. Additionally, should have at least 2. In this case, we actually only have 1. So sometimes that can be advantage, that can be a disadvantage. Hopefully for you, when you stack your stuff against mine, hopefully it's an advantage. All gear, you can see exactly how we're broken down there. Toppings, all that stuff. Bonus effects are deactivated here. We'll come back and talk about that in a second. Additionally, here with finance here, we're actually on cooldown. For our biscuit, we only have 1 as well. So I have been farming a few more of those myself. Here we're on cooldown for White Lily. And additionally here when it comes to our biscuit, we do have HP and attack. And then for our friend PV, we're on cooldown. Additionally here for our biscuit, we have 2 damage resist bypass and HP. Don't really need damage resist bypass on this. That is one that you could change out. Certainly reroll as an example. However, once again, this is what did it for me. And then last but not least, Crème Brûlée, we actually go Solid Almond. Now we do this for the very, very last boss and survivability for some of the other levels. So here's what we're on: damage resist bypass and crit percent. Crit percent is something that you could change as an example as well there. So that is exactly how we're set up with this team in order to get by and complete all of Beast Yeast episode 3. So let's go back here. So now that we're in Beast Yeast, the land radiates with the power of the beast before you unfolds a landscape unlike anything you've ever seen in Crispia. So special conditions here: bonus topping effects. So your bonus effects on your toppings are not going to help you as you make your way through Beast Yeast, as we've known, and additionally, particularly here for episode 3. So those are some things to keep in mind. So what does that mean in terms of your strategy? You should be heavily focused on those biscuits like we talked about. And additionally, if we do go back and look at our gear and our team, our biscuits are only at 20. You can now, this one's a little light. We can make that one even better. This one's at 20, this one's at 20, and this one's at 20. We could make this one a little bit better, my friends. So you can see that right there. However, we're definitely going to want something with more like this, 2 of them as an example, before we do want to level up, or if we tweak some of those things as well as another example. So that is where we're at. We're at damage resist here. We'll keep it here so that you can see some of the reasons why I do this is that you have an ability to understand some of those things that you can tweak, or where my team sits, to kind of give you an idea of where your team could be at as well to get by. All right, so a couple things. We're going to run through 2 different pieces here. We'll go to 3-8, then we'll do 3-10, and then we'll do the boss. So here in story mode, we'll go through this one right here. So let's get into it so you can see how this works. Additionally, you got to pay attention to the power of apathy. Here, what that is imbued with the power of apathy. The enemies grow larger in size, their attack and attack speed are increased, and received reduced damage. When Cloud Hate Cookie transforms into Hate, the enemies will lose the power of apathy for 10 seconds. If you have the Mystic Flower Cookie in the team, power of apathy will no longer enhance the enemies. So that is key for a lot of these things as well. When you start considering either normal or hard mode, so just calling that out. All right, so let's run through this one here first and foremost for you. So you can see exactly how this team works. Cuts all this stuff down to size. So the nice thing about this is we're able to consistently deal a ton of AoE damage, deal lots and lots of damage here with Crème Brûlée, and keep our team alive, which is totally clutch in order to get by. Now, most of the stuff in episode 3 is going to be kind of a 2-wave series. We do see a couple of different things now that release the spiders, kind of like mini nests, as some other ideas. So that is one example of 3-8. Let's grab 3-10 here, which is where you will find the bosses, the 4 enemies here, the Dumpling Kings. There you go, each of the ones there. Let's get into it here and keep going. Now, other things that you got to pay attention to, you're going to have healing decrease, HP shield capacity decrease, and enemies debuff resist increase as well. Let's go for it here so you can see this. This team does a great job ripping this thing down very, very quickly. All right. As always, we got swag and merch available to you. It's a nice way to support our channel. All right, almost time for those Dumpling Kings. Now, one thing to be cognizant of always, particularly in these ones, can be the timers as well. All right, here you go. Shrimp and Dumpling King. All right, so here we go, getting decent stuff in. Now we got invulnerable here, we got invulnerable there. The Chives Dumpling King, power of apathy is in play, which again, were all those boosts. Here we go. Done. Neat Dumpling King time. Then we got these other pieces in here. Uh-oh. All right, almost done with the meat dumpling. And boom, done. Now, last but not least, Spicy. Spicy is also vulnerable to water there, so that you can see that in terms of your team. Really going to start doing some spicy damage towards the end, and really hit hard nicely here, though. We got a ton of great shield with PV, and there we have it. That is all the kings, Dumpling Kings, in check, my friends. Now, like I said before, this team can continue to get all the way through. So in terms of the last piece here for us today, we're going to go ahead and take on 330 here in normal mode so you can see the boss fight. This is the Web Spider Queen. will create the web spiderlings. All the additional information here as well has a passive. This giant web spider is vulnerable to electricity, so there you go, and is not resistant to injury and consuming darkness. So big pieces there. Venomous Spit deals damage to the nearest target and poisons them. Cobweb Missile deals damage to all targets and knocks them back. Covers the ground with cobwebs, slowing move speed and attack speed for 3 seconds. And inflicting the apathy effect. Cocoon confines the furthest target in the cocoon. The cocoon can only be harmed with electricity type damage. If the cocoon is not destroyed within a certain period of time, the cookie will be defeated and a web spiraling will hatch instead. Fog of Apathy covers the battlefield with the white fog, dealing damage to all targets and inflicting the apathy effect. Additionally, here we do have Cocoon of Futility here. The Cocoon of Futility heals, removes debuffs from allies, and can dispel apathy inflicted on them as well. So all key pieces to remember: we have healing decreased, ally shield capacity decreased, and enemies debuff resist increased. So let's go after it here with the web spider. Like I said, this team was able to do it for me on the very first try. I never had to go back and redo it, which was nice. Just wanted to quickly get through some of those pieces there for you, so that you had an idea of how stage 30 of episode 3, the Inner Temple, actually works in terms of this boss. Now, a couple things that I do when the cocoon hits something that is a tad more squishy, again, stuff that goes towards the back, we can use this right here. It also gets rid of the apathy, like we said. So if we want to try and keep PV alive, we do have the shield up. We can let it go, let it deal the damage. So there you go. You can see how much damage was dealt there. Now we're starting to get these apathy things that really can make a huge difference. If we want right there, let's hit it to help keep Crème Brûlée alive. There you go. So a lot of that damage is taken, so we don't have to worry about it too much there. All right. So we're about a third of the way through with this boss. Again, you can see vulnerable to electricity. Now this time PV doesn't have the shield and we lose PV. So what we needed to do there again is drop this in order to keep PV alive. Now we're gonna have to drop it to try and keep Crème Brûlée alive. That is the key piece there. There we go, didn't have a problem with it. Now we were able to get that extra shield off. We'll see if we can keep it alive one more time. Crème Brûlée is key for us to dealing all that damage. You want to drop it when there's only a couple seconds left. We know that Crème Brûlée is going to continue to get hit by that as well, because he is the furthest in the back. So there we go. We should be able to, it's going to be close. If we don't, we'll run through it again so that you can see exactly what happens. There we go, Crème Brûlée survived. We need to keep that damage on. We're going to be really close on time here because we lost a lot of our big stuff there, and there you go. All right, we're gonna do it again. So that one little offset in terms of time was a huge issue for us on that timing. So here we go. So we just want to make sure that we're using these at the right points in time, removing the apathy, getting the cocoon survivability in there, not losing PV like we did, because we want to get those heals on, those kinds of things as well. So here we go once again, my friends, to show you that this team can do it. And yes, like I said, I did actually do it on our very first run. Got all kinds of stacks on there. All right, this time we don't want to lose PV, so you can drop it right around that 2-second mark. There you go, we're able to keep PV alive. We got 4 seconds on that. We'll see if we're able to keep everyone alive. There we go, once again, able to do it. So we've used 2 up already. Alright, there we go. We do have injury on the boss. PV, drop it to keep PV alive. There we go. Alright, Crème Brûlée, it's down to you. If we get some of our stuff off, we might be able to keep you alive. We'll see. There we go. Alright, on to the last 5 million here. Here we go, here we go. right, PV, so close, my friends. This thing's gonna start hitting a little bit harder now, because we're down to the end. There's that power of apathy on, which is why all that stuff starts to happen. Got lots of stuns, 45 seconds left. We got only 400,000 to hit left on the damage. We need some damage in there, my friends. It is going to be close. We need to keep that creme brulee, and we got it. There you go. So as you can see, something a little bit different, something a little bit unique. We got to finish these spiders off. Whew. There we go. So that, my friends, is all she wrote when it comes to 330, all of episode 3 here in normal mode for Beast Yeast. I wanted to give you a team that was able to help you from 3-1 all the way to 330 and help you conquer the inner temple and this boss right here, the webbed spider queen. So with that, that is everything that you need to know for today's episode and helping guide to get you all the way through normal mode. Now, once again, this is something a little bit different. It's not an all epic team. However, it is a team to get you through as a free-to-play player, just like me. With that, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you still got a question, if you got a comment, let me know, because I'd love to hear from you as always. And on top of that, my friends, would love to see you in our amazing Discord server and community. Also, don't forget, a nice big thank you to yourself. Thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate your support. Thank you for the likes and the subs as we continue to grow this amazing community here. On top of that, as always, thank you to our members. We do have memberships available to you. We have affiliate links, both things to check out along with our swag and merch store. All great ways to support the channel, so thank you for that. Lastly, don't forget our socials, @me, chat me, stay connected, my friends, because I love showcasing your stuff here on the channel, as well as things like fan art. We have a lot of fun. And don't forget, my friends, this is one team of many ways to get through here, and the one that helped me as a free-to-play player to get you through episode 3 here, The Awakening of White Apathy. With that, we'll see you again soon. Keep on running.